Hello, everyone. This is Diane Zimmerman, the Powerful Biz Woman. And today is day 3 of our virtual summit, the 3-day UBC 2021 virtual summit, day 3. 3 marketing tips for startup businesses. And I am Diane Zimmerman, the Powerful Biz Woman of the Ultimate Business Conversation. And today I have my special guest, one of our special speakers that will be that will be presenting at UBC 2021 Bankrupt Proof Your Biz is Janique. And I am just so glad that she agreed to be a part of our summit. And I am just so happy to have her. And Janique, good evening to you. And how is everyone doing? How are you doing this fine evening?
I am doing awesome. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. And thank you so much for your willingness to be here. If you don't know, Janique, baby boy, she has 3 older daughters, and she just had her first one and only son. So I just wanted to say congratulations to you. She is a mompreneur. And Janique, people who you are and what you do and what is your business about.
Awesome. All right. I am super excited to be here. I want to thank you for the opportunity. This is actually my very first speaking engagement postpartum, and I am pumped up. Like, I've been looking for something to actually push me. I've been like enjoying motherhood and relaxing and, just being in my own time. This is different with my other kids, even though I had them. I had the last one my last daughter, when I already started my business, but my business was not really on a very, very strong foundation at that time. So, but this time around, it's actually on a strong foundation that I'm like taking all the time, like motherhood is different, this time around, and I'm so excited to be part of this business conference. And this will be my very first speaking engagement since having the baby. So I'm really pumped up. You already did the introduction, but for those who don't know, my name is Jane Nkewane, and I'm a business coach, and I specialize in the assisted living senior care industry. So I coach people on how to start. I coach people on how to grow their business. I always say that there is nothing as rewarding as a business that blesses your heart and blesses your wallet at the same time. So I'm super excited to be doing this. I've been doing it for 14 years. And I'm excited as well to be a coach, to be leading people, because there's not much information out there. That is why this conference that Danya and her partner is putting together is very, very important, that people learn how to go to places like this and be a joint force with people already putting together, with people that are already in the industry, that can actually help you navigate the stumbling blocks that you're going to experience when you're trying to start your business. So I'm super excited to be here, and I'm super excited to be part of this conference. So thank you so much, Donya, for having me.
No, I want to thank you so much for your willingness to be a part of this conference, because you have always invited me to be a part of your conferences. So I thought it was important to return a favor, because when you meet somebody and you connect with them, it's always good to stay in contact with them, and it's always good to partner with them. In the way that me and Janique met, we were being coached at the time by Cheryl Wood, who teaches people how to speak, how to share their message about their business, teaches you how to be a great speaker. And we met at her event, Rock the Stage. I believe that's what it was called, Rock the Stage.
Right.
And I met Janique. Janique was a mother of 4. And she was going to go all the way back home because we had been in training for so long. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and she was about to drive home. And I said, no, You are not going to drive home. Who has your baby? She said, well, my mom. I said, well, call your mom and tell her that you are going to stay with me. I said, I have this room. I don't know if it was double bed or big bed. I said, you can just stay the night. Why are you going to drive at 10, 11 o'clock at night and be real tired? I said, that's too much. And then come back the next day. So she went ahead and she stayed the night. And that's when we connected, because I said, that's what entrepreneurs do for each other. We always look out for each other. Because I said, this single mom, she's going through a breakup, divorce, and she's doing this, and she's going to drive all the way home. I said, no, you can stay with me. I have, it's just me in this room, and we can share the room. And that's how we met, and we clicked, because I saw something special in her. I said, this young lady, here I am complaining about stuff going on through my life, and this young lady, she has 4 babies, and at that time her daughters were babies. Her youngest daughter was a baby, and she was going through a divorce. And I said, if she has the drive and the desire and determination to be successful, I can be successful. And she doesn't know it, but I told her all the time, you've been like a mentor to me, because you inspired me based on what you did, based on what you went through, and you didn't allow that to stop me. And the wonderful thing I like about Janique is that she's creating a generational legacy, because the last event that she had, her daughters were her tech people. They were her event planners. They were her go-to people. They were her photographer. They did everything. And I watched these little girls grow up, and I was like, this is amazing. They did everything they could to help their mom. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. That's why I always connect with Janique. We always stay in contact. We may not talk every day, but we always stay in contact. So Janique, what is one marketing tip that you want to give to aspiring entrepreneurs or startup businesses?
All right. So this is really something that I know a lot of people probably already heard it. But one thing that helped me grow is telling my story. Okay. I know you can pay money for advertisement. You can be on people's stage trying to speak, but you need to take a step back. What helped me is taking a step back and learning how to use my story and connect it to my business. Okay, using story and connecting it to my business. That is what helped me during my marketing. It makes my marketing easier because people can connect with me. So today, you know about my book, Hard Work, right? So today yes. I had a consultation with a gentleman that is trying to open an assisted living. So in my book, I shared my story about what inspired me to start my business, right? I shared all the struggle I went through, everything I went through, just like you were saying, it was like a struggle. So I shared that story, even in my book, right? And people have been connecting with my story. And that is one marketing tip I would like to tell everyone out there. If you are starting out, fine. If you're already in the business, fine. But you need to take a step back and find out what story can you share, your true story can you share that can connect with people and make your marketing easy for you. Because you can put an advertisement out there, but that story becomes personal. It makes someone just connect. This is me. This is me. I'm struggling. So that's when your marketing, even your advertisement, goes a long way to help someone make a decision when they're trying to make a decision. So that's my very number one tip that I can give to someone today. Does that make sense, Diane?
Yeah, no, it does make sense, because if you don't tell people the background of how you became an entrepreneur, you won't really relate to people. You won't connect to people, because your story lets people know what they can expect, what they can do. And your story lets them know that no matter what they're going through, if entrepreneurship is meant for them, it's meant for them. And sometimes people connect with you when you are able to share your story, and don't be afraid to share your story. I have no problem telling people how I just for making a major comeback, how I had to close my law practice, why I started my business like this, so that it could be, so that people won't make the same mistakes that I did. Like you said, that your business was not on a strong foundation at the time when you started, but you started it and you kept going. So that's how I feel, and that's what I do, that your story is meant to inspire people. Your story is meant to encourage people. Your story is meant to keep people going, keep people motivated. Your story, don't be ashamed of your story. And I think a lot of times some entrepreneurs are afraid to tell their story. Some entrepreneurs are afraid to share that part of their life, because when you share that part of your life with people, people resonate and say, hey, if she can start all over, if she can go from being going through a divorce, having 4 young babies, at the time 3 young babies to raise, and look at her now, I can do it too. Your story is an encouragement to people. So how do you see your story encouraging your clients, Janique?
Okay, so what happened is that because we are in an industry that is competitive. Actually, every industry is competitive, okay? The only thing that I know that sets you apart is your story. Nobody else has it. You understand? Nobody. Danya, your story is different. Mine is different. Everybody I've ever met, their story is different. So with my clients, when I get to the point whereby I'm trying to teach them how to market their assisted living business, I start with asking them, why did you even start this business? Why do you want to do this? And they start telling me stories, right? I tell them, I'll be like, there you go. That is what the story you're going to tell the residents when you are trying to move them into your facility. When you go out there to do assessment, whether in the hospital, or maybe they are in the nursing home, or maybe you're talking to their children, try as much as you can to share a little bit of your story so people can connect with your story, okay? That is something that nobody can take away from you, and that is something that will always set you apart no matter what industry you're in, and that is something that I've always tried to highlight for my clients, and it has helped them with their marketing. And I believe that whoever that is listening, that you have that story that you can step back and find out which part of this story that can I share to connect with my clients to make my marketing efforts go a long way.
Exactly. And what's another marketing tip that you give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
Another marketing tip is consistency. Okay,
that's important.
Yeah, it's very important. You have to be consistent. Be consistent in your story. Be consistent in your brand. And carry your people along. Okay, carry your people along. Be consistent and carry them along when you want to make any change. And sometimes people, if you have something going on in your life, and and things about to change your color, just tell people why you're changing it. Just make sure you're consistent. That's the second marketing tip: is be consistent. Be consistent with sharing your story. Be consistent with your brand and what your brand represents.
That makes sense. And why do you say carry your people along?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Like if you're making changes, sometimes, you want to carry people along and let them know the kind of changes you're making in the business, the behind the scenes changes and things like that. And just like let them know, okay, I'm changing my website, I'm changing my colors, I'm changing my brand colors, things like that. It shows that you're consistent, you're making changes, and you're letting them know the reason why you're making changes. So it's not like you're making drastic changes. It's like they see this logo today and tomorrow they see a totally different logo. That's fine if they're seeing a totally different logo, but you might have to explain to them that, oh, you know what, when I started my business, and this happened, and guess what? I just changed my logo. What do you think? It shows a pattern. It shows that you're consistent, that you know what you're doing. So that way, it's like they're not confused about your actions, and they're thinking that, oh, we don't know what you're doing. So you have to be consistent with your message, with your brand, and with your story.
And you are absolutely right, because when me and Alina made changes to our brand to make it more professional, we let people know. Like, I had a launch party for our brand. I let people know I got a new overlay for the show, you know, and I was like, what you think? I let people, I introduced our brand and I said, hey, we changed our colors. This is what we did. And you are absolutely right, because people were more receptive to us. People were alert and they saw the growth. I had people say, wow, your videos are a whole lot better. I love your overlay. Who did your overlay? How did you do this? And I had people reach out to me and say, how did you do all of this? And how did you do, what platform do you use? Like I was telling people, I stopped using Facebook Live. I moved to StreamYard. You know, I told them about our products and services. And you're right. You have to be consistent. And that's another thing that I had to learn, that when I do my live shows, I can't come on this day and don't come on another day. Like if something happens, I tell people, well, sorry, we couldn't come on today, but we'll be on tomorrow. And another thing I've learned is be consistent every week. If you have the show, Ultimate Business Conversation, it comes on Wednesdays. It may come on Thursdays, but we're always on at least once a week. And I've noticed more visibility you make for your show, the better it is. And with our new normal, what is one good marketing tip would you give people to get back into the game of doing things live? Because as you know, we've been doing virtual for about a year and a half now. So what do you say to that aspiring entrepreneur about, you know, live events? What marketing tip would you give them in that regards? Because people are going to start doing more live events and less virtual events.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of like the virtual event. Okay. I'm just going to tell you the reason why. I like the virtual event because I'm able to reach more people. But no matter what, as human beings, is at a point in time, we need to really connect with each other live. Okay. We need to connect with each other live. So the marketing tip I will give in that aspect is like, I mean, I don't know if you mean like marketing, like the way you guys are planning the conference, how to market the live event. The same way we market the virtual event, that's the same way you will market the live event. But it's just going to depend on, as people get more comfortable with meeting each other, as you begin to let people know that no matter what, you still have to be able to connect with people live. Like, I really need to connect with people live, honestly. I mean, I've done virtual. I love it. I'm able to reach more people. But at a point in time, I really want to meet people one-on-one, you know, chat with people one-on-one, eat lunch with people one-on-one. You know, so those are the things that, like, letting people know that it's time for you to actually connect with people one-on-one. You know, connect with people live. Because everybody needs that. You know, at a point in time, we're gonna all get burnt out and get tired of this virtual situation. But sometimes it works. It works for us to be able to reach people across the globe. But how about you having that one-on-one connection? Like you, I've been telling you, I want to go on vacation with you. I want to go on a business vacation. Like, it's gonna be like a business self-care kind of vacation, but I want to go with you, right? I want that. It's it's something I want to do live. It's for my own well-being, but it's also for my own business well-being, whereby by the time I go and come back, I'll be fully loaded to be able to pour into my customers, to be able to pour into my clients. So it's about people getting comfortable and knowing that it's necessary.
Exactly. It's necessary. Yeah, and that's very important, because I'm looking forward, because I've realized that you can do virtual and live at the same time. You can have that live event and then do it virtually. So in my mind, I said from now on, we're going to do virtual and live events together. Now, some events we are going to do virtual, like when you have your when we do our group packages, that'll be more virtual so people can do from the comfort of their home. But you're right, it's important to go out and be one-on-one. That's one thing I miss. And with the one-on-one, it allows you to connect with people. It allows you to meet that person face to face, and you see the true person, because virtually is good, but sometimes it may not be good, because you really don't get to see the real person. You really don't get to feel who they are, you know, in person. You know, when you're in person, you can connect with them, you can talk, you see each other, and you see how each other, you know, it's just more personal to me
Right.
when it's live.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I would like to go live as our world begins to open up. I would like to go live, but I just love the idea of the virtual platforms
Yes,
that is available now, because I used to do my conferences and people are not able to travel because of their job or because they are all
exactly.
the way on the other side of the world. But with the virtual, they can come now and be a part of the conference. They just don't have to fly all the way across to come, you know. But of
Yes,
course, I would like to meet my friends and give a hug and eat together and, you know, things like that. Those are the things that makes
yes.
the life fun. And I can't wait
And
for us to.
plus, yeah, and plus we haven't been able to do it for almost 2 years. So the
I know.
excitement, you know, and as more and more
Yes.
people get vaccinated, I still use the safety precautions because any event that I give, I'm going to feel more comfortable, you know, have a mask. And with my lives, it's not going to be as big. It's going to be more intimate, no more than
Right.
30 people. So people can
Hmm.
stretch out, you know, due
Exactly.
to you know, the pandemic, because you have to
Hmm.
be cautious. And some people may not like that, and some people may like that. And I will be flexible, but in the beginning, you know, this phase we're going through, for me, mask on if you're going to come, and that's the protocol. Some people may not like
Exactly.
it, but and I'll tell them, well, you have the option of still being with us, join us virtually. But I find virtual has been great and has been wonderful for me.
Hmm.
Because as a school teacher, I've learned how to use different platforms. I know how to use StreamYard. I know how to use Zoom. I know how to use Google Meet. I know how to use Microsoft Teams, and a lot of these platforms are actually free for you. So, like I
Exactly.
said, that sometimes I can do some of my classes uh, for my entrepreneurs. I can do it on Google Meet if Zoom wants to act crazy, or I can use
Sure.
Microsoft Teams. So
Yep.
this has taught me. And what is one thing you have done to survive and thrive in this pandemic, because a lot of businesses have had to close. So what have you done?
Oh my gosh. This time around, okay, so you know, everybody knows about multiple streams of income, right?
Mm-hmm.
Multiple streams. So I'm telling you, I used this time, you know, I mean, I don't know how many people will not, I don't know how many people took time to see how this pandemic shook the whole world in financially, and you're not thinking about what can I do to take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of this whole situation. So what I did, I just took time. I'm thinking about, okay, now we have these essential businesses that kept on thriving, right? I'm not going to say thriving. They were overwhelmed, right? They were overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are some businesses that are closing. So I took the time to kind of take a step back and look at the whole scenario. And I'm like, the whole picture, I'm like, okay, what can I do to add other sources of income to what I do? Because anything can happen anytime and you just lost your source of income like that. But if you have multiple, then you can actually find a way to sustain yourself, right? So what I did during the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic was like I took my time, you know, and looked at some other ways that I can um earn income apart from the assisted living. I looked for other ways. And I was able to really launch my online course for assisted living. I was able to have everything finished up and launched. You know, so that's another source of income. And of course, I used the pandemic to finish my book and another book I'm working on. um, it just opened my eyes to see all those other options. And then I
Wow.
hope that yeah, other people that you learned that I hope that this pandemic actually opened the eyes of others, especially aspiring entrepreneurs, to see that you don't just have to have one source. You can have multiple source. You just have to know exactly what you're doing and make sure that you're passionate and working towards, you know, whichever option you're choosing to add to the table. You know, so I don't know, do you have multiple source of income, Danya?
Oh yeah, I worked on it the whole year. We got project. I got products. I created ebooks. because the Bankrupt Proof Your Biz box, I launched it and it's going to be introduced to the attendees. Me and Alina created, Bankrupt Proof Your Biz workbook, which is a business plan. We Bankrupt Proof Your Biz 8 ebook, 10 essential steps that you need, to bankrupt proof your biz. We did a 31-day journal. I was busy. I was real busy, and I did the box. And also, I'm going to be conducting online courses, and I found this. And I'm gonna share it with other entrepreneurs. It's called outschool.com, where you can actually do your online courses and offer them. And it's towards college students, it's towards children. And I'm going to start using that this summer, where I'm going to promote my entrepreneurship class. I'm going to gear it towards young people, like high school graduates and college graduates, because it's a lot of college graduates and high school graduates who really don't want to be working for somebody else. And I can put that in the chat, because if you have online courses, you can offer them on outschool.com.
Oh, okay.
And
that's good to know.
Because a lot of parents are looking for things for their kids to do during the summer, and it's called outschool.com. And it really was geared towards teachers who were fed up with the school system and how they're being treated, because there's a lot of teachers out there now who are starting their businesses. I have a young lady in another group that I am, Bridget Johnson. She actually teaches how to start their own tutoring business. So I'm going to link up with her so that I can start a tutoring business. Use my, background as a teacher for that. But outschool.com, if you have online courses, parents are always looking for ways to keep their children occupied, something to inspire them, especially during the summertime. And by being virtual, it really, really keeps them busy. That's what parents want, but they want them to be busy in a productive way. So also, I'm starting a tutoring business, and I want to help teachers as well, because I have a lot of teacher friends who are fed up with working for the Baltimore, the public school systems, and they're losing a lot of teachers. And so teachers want to find ways, how can I use my skills and expertise that I learned as a teacher to make money? So that's another way, a new field of clients that I plan to work with. If you are a teacher, I was a teacher. So that's another group of clients that I want to reach out to, because I do work for the school system, and I've worked for 2 school systems. So, I've been coming up, but the key I knew that I needed to do as marketing is we had no products and services to offer. So I had to create products and services. I had to upgrade my website. And you should see it. It's amazing. And the way that the website has it set up, I can just add the products there. And people can just go to the website. And, so I'm creating different streams of income. But like you said, the key for me is I have to be consistent. Be consistent, because that was one issue I had as an entrepreneur, was I was not consistent with my promoting, my visibility, and my marketing. And another bonus tip I want to tell people is, if you work a 9-to-5 job, depending on your job, don't be afraid to let your colleagues know, your co-employees know what you do, because you never know, it may be a potential client right there.
Right.
And always talk about your business. When you go to the hairdresser, talk about your business. When you go shopping, talk about your business. And that's like what you said, Janique, you have to be consistent. Because for a long time, I was ashamed to talk about my business. I wanted to leave it separate, because the first teaching job I had, it was like they were kind of tabooish. But the next teacher job I had, it was like, tell us what you do, and I actually helped some teachers who had their husbands or their children wanted to start a business. So you let people know what you do and be consistent with it.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell us about your books that you have? That's one thing I wanted you to do. Do you have your books?
Yes. Hold on. Let me get them. Well, you know what? With this, with the pandemic, I was able to. Let me tell you one thing. I have like a lot of researches I've done, some information. And during the pandemic, I just made up my mind that I'm never going to let anything go to waste. Because you might have information that you think is not good enough, but somebody out there is looking for that, right? That's the same thing that happened with me with the assisted living. I was just doing it myself, and people keep on asking me questions. So I have a lot of knowledge that I was like, you know what? I'm not going to keep waiting to make this perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there. So my book, Hard Work, this is my bestseller right here. This book, I put everything I know about assisted living in here. Okay. This is my best seller right here, and that's Hard Work: How to Open and Operate a Residential Assisted Living Business. And this can be found on Amazon. Okay. Yeah, that reminds me, like I want people to give me a review on this book on Amazon. So this book is really selling, every day on Amazon, and I ship it myself. If you want to buy from me, it's hardwork-book.com if you want to get it from me. So that's number one.
What is that again? What's your website again? I'm gonna put it in there.
Hard Work, like the name of the book, Hard Work
Okay.
Hard Work-book.com.
All right, Hard Work-book. Okay. So I made sure I put it up there. Is
there
that
you go.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to get that book, get it, because there's a lot of people who want to start assisted living facilities. And assisted living facilities, and the wonderful thing about what you do is your assisted living facilities are wonderful, and the people you work with are wonderful. You have some people that you want to be like, but what you do is amazing, and I love what you do, because you are doing a service. What you're doing is what we all need, because it's going to come a point in time in our lives where we're going to get older and we're going to need people to take care of us. And for a single woman like me with no kids, and I know your daughters will have assisted living facility ready. I want one with the Golden Girls, one of those, but I know I can go to you and say, your daughter say, hey, I know your mom, I need a place to stay where, and I keep telling people, like, assisted living facilities are not like nursing homes. Can you tell? That's one thing I want you to tell people, what is the difference between a nursing home and assisted living facility?
Okay, so the nursing home, you need to need 24-hour nursing care for you to be in a nursing home. So assisted living is actually someone that just need help with activities of daily living. They just need assistance to live. They don't need a total care. They don't need like 24-hour nursing care. They don't have to require 24-hour doctor care. They don't need that much. And the most important thing people need to know about nursing home and assisted living is that Medicare pays for nursing home, but it doesn't pay for assisted living, because Medicare can only pay for you if you need 24-hour nursing services. But assisted living, you don't have to have 24-hour nursing services. And we actually don't provide 24-hour nursing services. You understand? So that is the difference. We are assisting you. You're getting assistance to live in the assisted living, while in the nursing home, you need 24-hour nursing services. So, but for the kind of assisted living we provide family style assisted living. So family style assisted living is the one whereby the seniors, they live in their own home. You need to understand that it's very, very stressful for people to have to move out and live in an entirely different environment. So living in a family style assisted living gives them that opportunity to be in a residential setting that they are familiar with. They are familiar with the, familiar environment, residential. They're living like family, maybe 4 more people, 5 more people, or 8 more people. That's better than the regular traditional facility that looks like in a hospital. With my experience, most seniors, they do not want to go into these big facilities. Nobody wants to spend the rest of their life into these big facilities. It doesn't matter how they try to make it to feel like a home. it will never be a home. It still feels like an industrial environment. It still feels to them like they're in a hospital. So, but with the family style assisted living, with the residential kind, which anybody that has a passion to care for a senior can open. Even if you have like, maybe you have an extra room in your home and you have the time, you can have your place licensed for 1 bed, 2 bed, just to help these seniors out. I know with this COVID, you see how much it hit these nursing home and big facilities. They were the hardest hit by this COVID. But in the family style and the residential, it didn't happen because there's no mass distribution of care. There's no mass distribution of food and mass distribution of everything. So our seniors really, really need passionate people that can open up their homes or open up homes whereby our seniors can enjoy their lives living, like in a family style home that they are familiar with, spending the rest of their life there. So that's really something that people need to understand.
And a person who is starting assistant living facility, why do they need to come to UBC 2021, Bankrupt Proof Your Biz conference?
Oh my goodness, they need to come. See, I always say that when you are serving people, when you have an assisted living, you are caring for people. They are with you 24/7. So you need to be well equipped with everything that you need to make your business successful. Number one, when you come to conferences whereby you have experts that can give you the knowledge you need, you are establishing your business on a strong foundation. Okay. When you want to start an assisted living business, you are making a huge investment. So you don't want to be making an investment that is not on a strong foundation. You don't want to be making an investment on a business that is not on a strong foundation. And of course, during this conference, I'll be sharing with the attendees something that I learned. See, I've worked with the elderly for 14 years, right? These people are full of wisdom. Okay. I've met people, different professionals. Everybody is gonna get old. It doesn't matter what profession you have, right? So I've met different professionals that are old now, right? I've met business men and women that are old now in their 90s. I've met veterans. So I love to listen to them. I love to ask them, what did you do wrong? What could you do different if you were given a chance? What could you have done better, different 50 years ago, 40 years ago when you were 30? So I love to sit down and listen to them, and they tell me these stories. And I've met a gentleman that was in business, very, very thriving business, but he did not make the right decisions for his business to be able to take care of him even while he needed my services. So he told me the things that he could have done different. And those are the things that I'm going to be sharing with people that will be coming to your conference. What I learned from this gentleman and how they can implement this in their business today. So that way they do not find themselves in the same position that this guy was. Because we are here strong, healthy, running around, so pumped up, trying to start the business. But if we do not do the right things, we might end up bankrupt by the time we need this business to sustain us. So if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, or you're already a seasoned entrepreneur, but your business is not on a strong foundation, even if you think your business is a strong foundation, you need to come for this conference. Join us, me and other speakers. I'll be sharing with you what I learned from this gentleman, how to bulletproof your business. So that way, when it gets to the time whereby you need assisted living, the effort you put in can actually help you. So I make sure you get your ticket and you make sure you be there. I know today is the last day to get the ticket for the discount price. You get your ticket today. You need to come for me to share this story with you and kind of help you, help equip you if you're starting or you're already in. So that way you don't make a mistake that you're going to regret in your 70s or 80s or 90s, 100s.
Exactly. You want to make sure that you be in the house, like she said. If your business is not built on a strong legal and financial foundation, like Janique said, when I started my business, it wasn't built on a strong foundation. I had to build it. And this is why we want to make sure that you don't take years like it took us to make sure that our business was legally and financially sound. When you leave UBC 2021, bulletproof, I like that. I might use that for next year. Bulletproof your biz, bankrupt proof your biz. You will have your business plan done. You will have access to attorneys, legal professionals. You will have access to tax professionals. You will have access to insurance agents. We are going to have bankers there. We're going to have business coaches like Janique there. So if you want to start assisted living facility, assisted living home, Janique is the person for you need to be in the house, because Janique will have her books available to you. She will be there. You and all of these speakers, you will be able to hire them on the spot. This is not going to be a meet and greet network, just network and connect conference. This is going to be a conference where when you leave, you will have everything you need to be successful as an entrepreneur. Your business will be ready. Your business plan will be done. In those 2 days, you're going to have your business plan done. You're going to have the right connections.
I wanted to say something. Okay.
Go ahead.
I know. I'm going to be, anyone that comes to this conference and they're interested in starting assisted living, they're going to be getting this book for free. Okay. I hope somebody is excited. I hope somebody is excited. You just need to pay shipping and handling. Okay. Which is just like about $8 something. So show up and you're going to get this book for free. Okay. So, that if you're interested, or if you know someone that is interested, or maybe you are considering to be interested, you're gonna be getting this for free, okay? And that's for everyone that gets their ticket today, and we'll be there for the conference. So I'm going to give you a head start. I hope someone is excited. If you're excited, I want to see somebody say yes somewhere on the chat.
Yeah, and another thing is, that's going to be part of the Bankrupt Proof Your Biz box for anybody that wants to start assisted living facility. That's going to be part of the Bankrupt Proof Your Biz box. So if you're starting an assisted living facility, you're going to get her book, and it gives you all the steps, step 1 through step 10, on how to create a strong, assisted living facility on a strong foundation. And then the Bankrupt Proof Biz box, you're going to have your business plan in there. You're going to have the ebook 10 essential steps to bankrupt proof your biz. You're going to have the 31-day journal, so you can journal the first 31 days of your business. We're going to have a book in there that tells you do not quit. So those times you want to quit, Alina created a ebook that gave you 10 tips on how to keep moving. So you're going to have all of the tools. You're going to get an introductory letter thanking you for joining the UBC team. This Bankrupt Proof Your Biz box, and also other speakers are going to have specials. They are putting things in this box as well. So, and also another thing with this box, you are going to get copies of the recordings from the speakers, so that if you say, what did Janique say about tip number 2 when you're hiring people to work in your assisted living facility? I forgot what she said. You can go back to the recordings, because the recordings are part of the box. And also we have a brochure where we're going to have pictures of the speakers. We're going to have make sure that you have that contact information, because sometimes when you have cards, you lose the cards. But if you have this digital booklet with all of the speakers' information, you can go back to it. And it's going to be digital, so that you can save it on your computer, so you don't have all of this paper. And whenever you need whatever you need from the box, you can print it out. So you got to be in a house. Thank you, Stephanie, for tuning in. Good evening. Cynthia, for tuning in. Good evening. But make sure you get your ticket, because today is the last day for the early bird. You have until 11:59 p.m. to get your ticket if you want to be in the house. And also, you're going to have other entrepreneurs there that you can connect with, like me and Janique connected, and we have been partnering together. That's another thing, whether it's virtually or in person, because if we don't have, depending on the amount of people, I'm going to have some people introduce themselves as we're doing this event live, tell us who you are and what you're about. I'm going to ask you to put your contact information so that you can connect with the other attendees at this event. And Janique, I want to thank you so much for hanging in there with me, because I know you got a newborn and you got 3 young ladies to take care of. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing 4. That's what you have. So you have 5. That's right.
Yes.
The 4 girls. 4. I forgot 4 young ladies and a gentleman. He's going to be spoiled rotten in that house. I know he is. So make sure, like Leroy said, make sure you're here, because that Bankrupt Proof Your Biz box is great. So this is the last day. You only got about 2 hours before it shuts down, and then the price goes up to $147. And like William Murray said yesterday, the price that we're offering is reasonable, and these prices are not going to stay the same, because our next event we're going to charge more, because we realize the value of what we are offering you. The market value that you're getting for this price is the return on your investment is so valuable. So make sure you come to this event. Make sure you get your ticket today. And like Leroy said, go register. Go register. And here's the link. And Janique, I want to thank you so much. And I hope everybody has a beautiful evening. Take care. And we'll be back on Ultimate Business Conversation. We'll be doing this again. We'll be back on next Wednesday and Thursday. So make sure you get your tickets now. Everybody take care. And thank you again, Janique. And I am so excited to hear you speak. And remember, she said that if you get your tickets and you want to start a assisted living facility, you will get that book. All you have to do is pay for shipping and handling, and that's only $8. $8. And this book is amazing, because I know some people who have purchased the book and they said it has helped them with their assisted living facilities. It has helped them, and she knows what she's talking about. And if you want to start an assisted living facility, you need to hire her as your business coach. And again, this is Diana Zimmerman, the Powerful Biz Woman. Thank you so much for tuning into Ultimate Business Conversation. And thank you so much, Janique. And kiss that little gentleman for me. Give him a kiss, because I love them. Can't kiss other people, baby. I love them. So I tell all my friends, kiss their grandbabies for me. All right. Everybody have a beautiful evening. You take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.